Hello guys, what's going on? This is Prof from Bencov Forex Academy speaking. Welcome back to the channel guys. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. For those who have subscribed already, I want to thank you. I want to extend my gratitude to you. Thank you for making this channel grow. It's growing because of you. Refer a friend, refer a family member who you think might be able to benefit from what we are doing here. So in this particular video, I'm going to look at Nasdaq US30, S&P 500, and your gold. Those are the four things that I'm going to focus on in this particular video. The next video is going to be about currency, so if you're interested in that, you can scroll on this channel and look for that particular video. But make sure you turn your notifications on, because these analyses are useful if you happen to see them well in time. I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis, so you don't want to miss that. So without wasting your time, let's look at Nasdaq. Right now, what should we expect from Nasdaq? Generally, what I'm expecting to happen on Nasdaq is I can see here, if you can see here, I've marked 1, 2, 3, then expecting a fourth wave before we can ride on the long buy, then the fifth wave either to the top or to extend to the upside, coming into the region of this up candle here. So what I'm seeing here is I'm expecting this to continue coming correctively as it is doing to either the 38 level I've marked here or the 50 level I've marked here before we can take the buy. You need to wait for a proper setup, proper buy setup here before you can get that particular buy. If you don't know how we take these buys, you can just go through the videos on my channel. You get order blocks there. So let's just focus a little bit on the price action that has been displayed on this impulsive wave on this side. So if you can see here, we have a strong price. We have this order block, as we call it here. This is H4 time frame, by the way. So I have this H4 order block here and this one here. But I'm going to view this as one order block. Why? Because the wick of this first candle is covering the body of this second candle. So this is a one order block that you are just seeing there. And below that particular order block, look what we have. We are going to be having liquidity below that particular order block. And besides the liquidity that you can see on that particular order block, what else do you have? From this point here, up to this point here, you can see that we have also an imbalance in price. We have a void in price. So what does that mean for us? It means that normally when you have these voids, look at what happened here. We had this particular imbalance here, and prices just came back to rebalance that imbalance before it goes up. So the same thing can be expected again when you're looking at these imbalances or these voids in price. So because we are expecting price to come to this 38 level or 50 level before we can get our buy to go to the upside, because the fourth wave is going to retrace to those regions, the 38 level, the 50 level. If you know the waves, the Elliott wave from this channel, you know what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to expect here is this is going to be my high probability area to take the trade, and I would want my stop loss to be below this order block here after I've been given a setup here. Why am I expecting price to come back to this level more than and not worrying about whether it's going to come to rebalance this area before it goes up? Well, the answer is simple. Number one, I have a breaking trend line there that you can see, and the break has been done impulsively, and there are people who accept here who sold because of the trend line. As you can see, the price faked out. You can just saw a little bit before they started chasing to the upside, buying impulsively. So I would expect them to come back to this area before they can go up. So what I'm simply expecting here is just remove this a bit. We're using the free version, so that's something to expect. So what I'm expecting is I'm expecting them to come to this area here and give me my setup. So what am I expecting here? I'm expecting to see the first impulse on the lower time frame, which is going to break structure, then coming back to retest the order block that we get informed here, using this as my point of interest. So then I'm going to look for order blocks that are going to be formed here on lower time frame to take my trade to the upside. This is a long-term buy, ladies and gentlemen. But you just need to keep in mind, you need to use your stop loss, because remember, we said we have this imbalance that can be rebalanced. And if you go on a daily time frame, you're going to see that this area that I've indicated here, this zone that I've indicated here, there is a daily order block which caused this movement to go upside. And if we just continue to look from this side here, and if you put a line there, you're going to see that this move, okay, let's just do that. You're going to see that let's change the color so that it's clearly visible, and you can see. Let's put it blue, and not blue. So you're going to see that this move here has broken the previous swing point, which was previously used as your trend line base. You can see that this point and this point and this point, there was a nice little trend line that was inside there. It is a shape within a shape. For those who understand what we do, you know what I'm talking about. So because this move is broken structure, it's not a surprise that this buy will only come to tap the high there, and then continue to go to the downside, back into that daily order block that I've indicated into this zone before we can get an up move, something which is going to look like this, where price will then come back correctively before we can get that on a daily time frame. So this is based on a daily time frame that I'm just saying now. So we need to keep those thoughts in mind so that we can always manage our trade well. So what we are going to expect is, let's expect this to keep on selling, then it will sell in these areas before we can go get a buy to the upside. That's it on Nasdaq that we're expecting. Let's go to the next one and see what to expect as well. So now we are on S&P 500. So what am I expecting to happen on S&P 500? Almost similar to Nasdaq. These seem to be behaving in almost the same way. So I'm expecting 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm expecting this to drop to the 38 level or the 50 level. But keeping in mind again this order block here, let me just indicate it for you so that you see what we are talking about. I'm talking about this particular order block here. So expecting this price to keep on going in a corrective way. If I get a channel, the better it will improve my probabilities. And this, remember, is a reaction to this order block, which makes this one a reclaim or a breaker, or whatever you want to call it. This was supposed to hold, it failed. Then these order blocks are most likely going to send price to the upside again, or whatever you want to call them. Demand block, supply, it's still the same thing, but I call them order blocks. So because this order block again is engulfing this one, or the weak rather of this particular order block is taking into the whole body of this, I'm going to take this as one candle. So if this is one candle, I'm going to expect price to react in this body of this candle, because that's where the order blocks are. That's where most of the orders are. So I'm going to be expecting price to react in this particular order block before we can go to the upside. But I'll always wait for my lower time frames confirmations there. But keeping in mind, just in case you might want to know when should we invalidate that particular setup, let's remove this. We're using a free version. We have to expect these things, like what I said. So this is going to be my invalidation level. Let me just write invalidation. So that's going to be my invalidation level for this to be fixed to a fourth wave. Because remember, a fourth wave should not come into the region of what we are calling the second wave, which is this one. So it should just, if it's going to come to this region, this order block should be key. if we lose 50 level, which I'm not expecting to happen, if we lose that 50 level, we would expect that the price is going to react on this particular order block, not trading into the region of the second wave. That's what that means. That's what I expect on S&P 500. But my high probability buy setup, I'm expecting it from this point, because this is still holding as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 market structure. Unless if otherwise we are failing to see probably that this might be a correction up to this point. But for now, we are expecting a buy here, the stop loss below the order block, and we continue to buy something like that. That's what we're expecting on S&P. It's still the same story. I don't need to go through this price action to tell you what I'm seeing, because it's almost similar story with what we had in Nasdaq. These things seem to be behaving the same way. This came back to rebalance. This imbalance in this candle, and there's this imbalance in between here. So if we lose this point here, if we lose this order block, we will be coming to rebalance this imbalance here into the order block, then we buy something like that. Because they also include it here, this detail already included that we might see there. So at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to be expecting on S&P 500. Let's move on to US30, then finally gold. Okay, right now we're on US30. What to expect on US30? I'm on H4 time frame again. I'm expecting them again to drop to give us the last drop to these levels here that I've marked there, to give us our fourth wave before we can get the fifth wave. Might even take us to above this high. That's what I'm expecting. So again, it's same story as what I said on S&P 500 and on Nasdaq. I don't want to waste your time. We are repeating the same thing over and over again. But if you check here, we have these order blocks. That's what we're going to be using to take that buy. If we lose these order blocks, we need to be patient for them to cover this little imbalance here and come into this next order block before we can get a buy to the upside. This order block has not been mitigated, but these ones have been mitigated, and these ones have been mitigated. So we don't need to worry about these order blocks. What we can get below them is liquidity, but they have been mitigated. So what we will be expecting is get a buy from this area or this area, but this is high probability because our waves measurements are aligning with this particular order block. So what we're going to be expecting is we're expecting this order block to take us to the buy side. This is the Bencov Forex Academy strategy, ladies and gentlemen, that we use in our case. If you're interested in taking up lessons or mentorship, you can just get in touch with me through any of those groups that I've told you that they are for free. But for mentorship, you obviously have to pay, because I'm now sacrificing my time to dedicate it to your development that you need to pay for. So that's what I'm expecting here. Let's just be patient for them to check into these regions before we can get a buy up. Let's finally look at gold before we can close this video. I don't want to be it to be unnecessarily long for you. So right now we are now looking at the money maker gold. We are now looking at gold. So what am I expecting on gold? I've marked levels. This is the 50 level. This is the 6.18 level. This is 78 level. So what I'm expecting is because I'm noticing that I've completed my MetaStrike to the upside, and this is some kind of an ABC correction. I'm expecting them to just tap into these order blocks here after rebalancing this imbalance here. I'm expecting them to tap into this order block, this particular order block that I'm in. Let me just show you the order block that I'm talking about. This order block, I want them to come into the body of this particular order block. I'm taking these two candles as one order block again, because the wick is covering the whole body, so it's one candle at the end of the day. So what I'm expecting them to do is I'm expecting them to tap into this order block that I have here. As they tap into this order block, I want them to rebalance my measurements here, which is 0.618 for the retracement. Then they continue to buy to this particular region that I've indicated with the blue line there. I expect them that they might take me to those particular regions there. So if I'm indicate the way I'm expecting to take my trade there, I want them to come to this region here. Then I'll take my trade to the upside. But I don't need to be too rigid, isn't it? So if they are going to just tap into this week here, rebalancing this imbalance, if they just tap into this week here, right here, let me just show you this week here. If they tap into that without even getting to this, then they give me a proper impulse here on lower time frame, probably H1 or M30. If they give me a proper impulse here, then they come back to the beginning of that impulse correctively. I'm not sure to take the trade. I'm going to take the buy from that particular area, because again the 50 level is proper. And if you check the correction side, the ABC correction, let me just show you something. If you check the ABC correction, there you're gonna see that already we had confluence here where A was equal to B. So it is possible that we might just get this buy from here. But I should say from this point where I have a point of interest again in order block to take the trade from, I don't want to just take my trade from a Fibonacci level alone without a confluence of an order block or support and resistance or something else that is going to give me extra confluence. So where is my stop loss going to go? For my stop loss, I'm going to put it right here below this order block. I don't care about this low, because from here up to this low, it's too big for me to put a stop loss. So I'm just going to put it below this order block. And as I move away from those particular order blocks, I would want to also use the order block that will be formed here and institutional order flow to then adjust my stop loss as will be necessary in that particular case. So that's what I'm expecting on gold, ladies and gentlemen. I want gold to just complete the retracement here, then keep on going up. So let's keep these on watch. Let's watch them now. Let's keep track of them. If you might need to join those Telegram channels and WhatsApp groups that I talked about, because what is going to happen is I will also be updating these charts in those particular groups. If there is any need, I cannot publish to correct this video, but I can post an adjustment in those particular groups. So if you're interested and if this is helpful to you and you're trading, you might be using a different strategy altogether, but this is an extra eye to the market. If you can get an extra eye, which is almost accurate always, if you can check my channels, then it can help you also improve your success. This is it for now. Bencov signing out. Remember, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Just hit that red subscribe button and turn your notifications on. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can just contact me either through my groups or through email. Everything is on this channel. Have a good day and enjoy what's left of your week. If need be, after 2 days or so, I might update this analysis. Just make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Thank you very much. Bencov signing out.